The Black Dalek that can be seen in the control room on Skaro in The Magician's Apprentice and The Witch's Familiar has an ID tag under its eye stalk that is identical to that of Dalek Sec. Because of the fact that these ID tags are supposed to be unique to each Dalek, added to the fact that Dalek Sec has a jet black casing identical to that of the Dalek seen in Series 9, fans have speculated that this Dalek could in fact be Dalek Sec, at a point in his timeline before the events of Daleks in Manhattan and Evolution of the Daleks, in which he becomes the human-Dalek hybrid and is later killed. It could be that the reason why there are so many different Dalek designs from different eras of Dalek history in the control room is that Daleks are travelling through time to pay their respects to Davros, who is allegedly dying at this point. Although Davros uses this fact to lure the Doctor to him as part of a scheme that the Daleks were involved in, Davros was definitely dying, as he mentions that the Doctor's regeneration energy has prolonged his life and saved him from an otherwise imminent death. While there were many different Daleks from throughout Dalek history present to visit Davros, it could be that Dalek Sec, and possibly the other members of the Cult of Skaro, briefly travelled out of the Time War to visit the point in time of Davros' death. If this is the case, then this Dalek commander we see here is in fact Dalek Sec. And if that is the case, it means Dalek Sec was imbued with some of the Doctor's regeneration energy. Perhaps all the other cult members were too. When the Dalek city was destroyed, the cult members could have escaped using an emergency temporal shift to take them back into their native point in the timeline, just in time to climb into a convenient void ship to escape the Time War entirely. If this insane theory is correct, and the Cult of Skaro were imbued with regeneration energy, does that mean that the Dalek Sec hybrid, and the mutants of Dalek Thay, Dalek Jas, and even Dalek Khan could have the ability to regenerate, meaning they could have survived to return one day? We can only hope. In reality, the reason why this Dalek bears the same ID tag as Dalek Sec is that it is a prop sourced from Higher Dalek and was built as a replica of Dalek Sec, hence the identical ID tag and casing design. It is likely that this Dalek is not intended to be Sec, and is instead simply a generic Dalek commander with a black casing. There have been cases of Dalek ID tags being reused. An example comes from the very same episode, in which the Supreme Dalek bears the same ID tag as the one from the Stolen Earth and Journey's End, even though that Dalek was destroyed. Perhaps the ID tags are simply rank indicators, or determine a Dalek's role in a particular squad, and are not unique as previously thought. Still, it is fun to speculate that this Dalek could be Sec from an earlier point in his timeline. Perhaps this will open the door for the Cult of Skaro to return in the future, as if they were imbued with regeneration energy, then the recent revelations of the Timeless Child make this all the more significant. There are Cybermen imbued with regeneration energy in the form of the Cyber Masters. It's not out of the question to suggest that there would be an equivalent for the Daleks. What do you think? Do you think this Black Dalek is Sec? Or do you think it's just a generic commander, or perhaps a version of Dalek Sec from another universe? Also, do you think that the Cult of Skaro could return in the future, either from points earlier in their timeline or as versions from other universes, popping up using the Void Ship? What other crazy Dalek theories do you have? Let me know in the comments below.